What's up guys, welcome back to another Destiny 2 weapon review video, and today we will be going over Lost Prophecies Verse 1 Kinetic Scout Rifle, the Garden Progeny 1. Now, how to obtain this weapon, you'll need Lost Prophecies Verse 1 from Brother Vance. If it isn't available this week, it should be available in the upcoming weeks. Like myself, I grinded for those Forge weapons, and I have the Segir Ghost and all that stuff, and those verses basically aren't available for me, but if you haven't done it and you don't grind a lot in the game, you might have to wait for it to become available again from Brother Vance. Alright, let's go over the perks. So it comes with high impact frame, slow firing, and high damage. This weapon is more accurate when stationary and aiming down sights. Then barrel wise, you have extended barrel, weighty barrel extension, increases range, decreases handling speed. They have polygonal rifling, hopefully I said that right. Barrel optimized for recoil reduction, increased stability. Then you have arrowhead brake, lightly vented barrel, greatly controls recoil, increases handling speed. Magazine wise, you have tactical mag. This weapon has multiple tactical improvements, slightly increases stability, increases reload speed, and slightly increases magazine size. They have steady rounds. This magazine is optimized for recoil control, greatly increases stability, slightly decreases range. They have armor piercing rounds. Rounds cause extra damage to combatant shields and overpenetrate targets, slightly increases range. And finally, its trait perk, you have outlaw precision kills, greatly decrease reload time. Here's a summary of the perks I use on this weapon. So barrel wise, I personally go with the polygonal rifling for the most stability. Considering this is one of the slowest rate of fire scouts, you need all stability you can get to make sure you are consistently hitting your crits on enemies. The more quickly and accurately you can get headshots, the faster you'll drop your enemies. So basically just make sure you have stability on this thing. Considering the slower rate of fire ones don't have a lot of stability, like stability is going to help out on this gun a lot. Magazine wise, again, for the most stability possible, I use steady rounds. Yes, it drops the range a little bit, but you can still map people with this scout. I was smacking people across those sniper lanes on Emperor's Respite, the new Leviathan map, and this thing was just smacking crits. It was no damage fall off, consistent damage. It only takes like 4 headshots, so it definitely just like try to keep stability on this thing just to make it more accurate. Let's go over its trait perk. So Outlaw is probably one of the more underrated perks in Destiny 2. Obviously, the reload speed on this weapon is pretty slow considering it's like a slow firing high damage, but getting headshot kills are vital to getting this weapon reloaded quickly, and considering it only takes 4 headshots, like you're going to be smacking those headshots anyway with this weapon, and you're going to be able to reload the magazine pretty fast. So I feel like Outlaw is a pretty good trait that comes on this weapon. Alright, let's go over PvE. I don't have any PvE footage to show you guys, but I can tell you that Outlaw allows for more damage over time. Obviously, there are plenty of better PvE weapons to use, but I encourage you to try this thing out in PvE activities. It does come with Outlaw, so you can just get like a headshot kill, reload this thing quick, do some damage to a boss, get another headshot kill on a smaller ad, and just basically just rinse and repeat and do that process. But this one performs pretty well in PvE activities in my opinion. Alright, in PvP, this weapon is probably the best lowest rate of fire scout out of all the other scouts within this archetype, like the 2 Numarchy scouts. There's a Dead Orbit scout that's in this archetype, but this is probably the best one. It has the best stability in this archetype, and it feels extremely accurate with its sight/scope. It has like a tiny red dot, so it's really easy to hit somebody, and like you have a wide view when it comes to the scope, so like the sight isn't blocking anywhere, you know what I'm saying? Like some sights, like you aim and you're like, wow, I can't see what's on the sides, I can't see if there's an enemy over there if I'm aiming down the sight, you know, but this scope seems pretty open. Again, it only takes 4 crits to take someone down with Outlaw, and you can use this thing reloaded and back into the fight very quickly. I definitely recommend pairing this one with a small/medium range weapon such as SMGs and sidearms. I'd also recommend like higher rate of fire auto rifles just because this thing shoots slowly, and you might as well have something that'll be able to take down somebody fairly quickly with a high rate of fire. I personally use a sidearm, that's just me, but any weapon that basically has small/medium range on it will work as well. Alright, my final rating for this weapon is a 7 out of 10. Obviously, this weapon isn't like in the meta radar at all, and its archetype currently isn't the strongest in Destiny 2, but this weapon still performs very, very well inside of the Crucible. It feels really good to use different weapons in the Crucible that actually can perform well beside guns like the Mida and Uriel's, and I highly recommend trying this thing out. There's no damage fall off, so you can literally smack people. If you want to play that long range game, versus I guess like the up close game with like Last Hope and the Antiope SMG, this weapon can give you that long range performance that you're looking for. You can still perform very, very well at long range. You can actually hit the crits at long range with no damage fall off, and you'll still have your target acquisition just because this thing can shoot at a very long range. So I highly recommend trying this thing out in the Crucible. It's very fun. Alright guys, if you want to know how to support me, there'll be a link below. Say best way to support me. It'll take you to basically a 4-minute video, and it's not Patreon or anything like that. I think it's a lot easier for Patreon, and I think you guys get more out of it than if I were to use Patreon. Like, I'm not that big on Patreon. Just because you're basically giving me free money and all I give you is like extra content and emotes and stuff like that. I feel like you guys should be getting actually like physical items to use, you know what I'm saying? So just go to the link if you want to watch it, but if you don't want to do that, you can always like videos, subscribe to the channel, share videos, and turn on that notification bell if you notify when I drop some new content on the channel. And lastly, just comment what you guys want to see below. I'm making content for you guys, right? So literally whatever you guys want to see, I will try to make a video on as quickly as possible. I know one of my subscribers wanted me to do take an exotic piece of armor and try to pair it up with basically a subclass and weapons that would go well with it, so I'm going to try to get those videos out to you as quickly as possible. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll catch you next time.